Alright, Chapter 9, Fuel and Lubricants. Diesel fuel. Consult your local fuel distributing proper the diesel fuel available in the area with the general diesel fuel blending with the satisfied low temperature requirement of the geographical area with which they may market diesel fuel specified with the AA 52557 EN 590 ASTM D975. Recommended in all cases the fuel should also meet the following cases. Property for the cetane number 40 minimum cetane number greater than 50 is preferred, especially for the temperatures below negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, elevations above 5,000 feet, cover whole filter plugging point or CFPP below the expected low temperature of the cloud point, at least 9 degrees Fahrenheit below the expected low temperature. Fuel lubrication, the lubricity should be past the minimum of 3,100 gram load level measure for the SLBOCLE scuffing test. Sulfur content should not exceed the 0.5% sulfur content is less than 5/100 of the percent preferred. If the diesel was sulfur greater content within 0.5% sulfur content, you have to reduce the several intervals, engines, oil filter, and by 50%. Do not use the diesel fuel sulfur content greater than 1%. Biodiesel fuels will prosperity meeting the DIN 51606 equivalent specification may be used. The aviation fuel grade with the JP8 may be used. Do not mix the used engine oil, any other type of lubricant with the diesel fuel. Alright, lubricity of the diesel fuel. Diesel fuel has an adequate lubricity to ensure the proper operation durability of the fuel injection system component of the diesel fuel with the highway of the United States and Canada does not require sulfur content with less than 0.05% of the percent. The diesel fuel with the European Union will require sulfur content less than 0.05% of the percent. October 1996. Experience shows some of the low-sulfur diesel fuels may inadequately lubricity. Their use may be reduced performance fuel injection due to the inadequate lubrication of the injection pump of the component for the lower concentration automatic compounds. These fuels adversely affect injection pump seals and may result in leaks. To use a low lubricity diesel fuel must also come in accelerated wear, injection nozzles erosion and corrosion, engine speed instability, and head starting, lower power, and engine smoke. Fuel lubricity should be a minimum of 3,100 grams. Load level is measured by the SLBOCLE scuffing test. AA 52557 ASTM D975 EN 590 specifications do not require the fuel to be fuel lubricity tests. Fuel low unknown lubricity is used with the John Deere Premium Diesel Fuel Conditioner inhibitor corrosion lubricity improve the fuel soluble with the military preference 25017 as recommended concentration. John Deere Premium Diesel Fuel Conditioner is available in the winter and summer. The formula is consult with the John Deere engine distributor dealer for more information. Alright, low sulfur diesel fuel conditioner. The possible existing fuel formulas for the engine if the use of off-highway, the fuel will not require additives to provide good performance engine to the reliability. However, many of the fuel distributors will not carry both low regular sulfur diesel fuel. Only the sulfur fuel is available in inhibitor corrosion allure. Since the improver, the fuel soluble should be added to the recommended concentration. Mil PRF 25017. Nearly all the other diesel fuel conditions only and improve the cold weather flow with the stabilized long-term fuel storage. Do not contain lubrication additives needed for the rotary fuel injection pumps. Alright, diesel fuel storage. The proper fuel storage is critically important. Use the clean storage of the transfer tanks periodically drain with other sediment at the bottom of the tank. Stores fuel in the conveniency. Place away from the buildings. But no important. Do not store the diesel fuel galvanized container. Diesel fuel stored with the galvanized container react with the zinc coating of the container to form the zinc flakes. If fuel is contained with the water, zinc, and the gel, it will also form the gel and flakes will quickly plug the fuel and filters, damage the injection nozzle and the injection pump. Do not use brass coated container of the fuel storage. Brass is all allow the copper and zinc of the storage. Diesel fuel and plastic, aluminum, steel, and containers especially coated with the diesel fuel storage. Avoid storage fueling over long periods of time. The fuel is stored with more than a month prior to the use. There is a slow turnover of the fuel tank of the supply tank of the fuel conditioner, such as the John Deere Premium Diesel Fuel Conditioner. Fuel conditioner meeting the MILS 53021 stabilizing fuel, preventing microbial growth in the fuel. The John Deere Premium Diesel Fuel Conditioner is available in the winter and summer. The formulas for conditioner also reduce the fuel gel and controls wax separation during cold weather. Consult the John Deere engine distributor servicing dealer. Recommendation local availability allows the following manufacturer directive on the label. Or your fuel tank. Caution, handle carefully if the engine is running hot or running. Do not fill the fuel tank. Do not smoke while you're filling the fuel tank or working on the fuel system. To avoid condensation, fill the fuel tank at each end of the day's operation capacity of 560 liters or 148 gallons. The fuel tank capacity is 148 gallons. Do not use two galvanized containers. Important diesel fuel galvanized containers react with the zinc coating on the container with the zinc flake that contains water and zinc gel, but also form the gel flakes will quickly plug with the fuel filters, damage the fuel injectors and fuel pumps. Do not use galvanized container in the store diesel fuel. Store fuel in plastic containers, aluminum containers, specially coated steel containers made from diesel fuel. Do not use the brass coated containers, brass and alloy with copper or zinc. Alright, your diesel engine pump gearbox is an oil. The Fahrenheit set temperature, air temperature range SA40, SA30, SA1540, SA5W 30, SA0W30, and MIL L4616B, and MIL preference 46167C. Use of viscosity based on the expected air temperature ranging during the period of the oil changes. Other oils must be used to meet one of the more of the following: MIL preference 2104G or MIL L46167B, MIL preference 46167C, API CG4 and APICF for multiple viscosity diesel engine oils are preferred. The diesel fuel with sulfur content greater than 50% and reduce the service interval by 50%. Alright, fuels and lubricants to the hydraulic oil, the Fahrenheit and Celsius air temperature with a SA30, SA1540, SA10W, SA10W30, SA0W30, SP MIL preference 46167C, MIL L46167B. Depending on the expected temperature range between the oil temperature and the use of viscosity shown in the temperature chart below, the oils may maintain one or more of the following: MIL preference 21404G, MIL L46167B, MIL preference 46167C, APCG4, APCFI4. Alright, you're switching gearbox, propeller gearbox, air temperature with the Fahrenheit and Celsius, SA140, SA85W140, MIL preference 2105E, SA8090, 80W90, MIL preference 2105E, SA7590, SA75W90. Depending on the extended air temperature range between the oil temperature and the viscosity shown on the temperature chart above, the following air oils are recommended: oils meeting the MIL preference 2105, MIL preference 21150E, and updated the MIL to API service GL5 MIL L2105E. Track roller in front idler carrier roller oil. Use the viscosity depending on the expected air temperature ranging during the period of the oil change. If the following oils are recommended: MIL preference 2105E, they're 80W90. API surface classification GL5 gear oil or SA80W90. Arctic oil with the MIL preference 2105E 75W, which should be used at temperatures below 11 degrees Fahrenheit. Truck adjuster and working tool pivot to the swing bearing of the swing bearing grease crease. The air temperature range in the Fahrenheit of the Celsius. The NLGI number 2, NLGI number 1, NLG number 0, and NLG number 00 special Arctic. Use the grease based on the NLG consistent number to expect with the temperature range during the surface intervals. Use the grease MIL PRF 10924G. Lithium complex grease contains high temperature, extremely pressure property with a 3.5% molybdenum disulfide pressure preferred, although without the molybdenum disulfide acceptable. Oil filters. Filtration oil is critical to proper operation. Lubrication. Always change the filter required and specified with the manual. Use the filters meeting the John Deere performance specifications. Lubrication specifications. Rock drill lubricating specification. Recommended for the use of mobile lubricants selected with the get the purpose out of the equipment of the mobile product with available with water. Warranty will be able to high quality lubricants used according to the following specifications under the responsibility of the supplier. Hydraulic circuit. Oil ISO VG32. When stabilized, anti-wear additive specification viscosity at 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 230 to 33 CSCs. Viscosity index less than 150. Pour point greater than less than negative 40 degrees Celsius. Deer airing 55 mns. Performance homologating Denson HFO anti-wear FSG greater than 12 or equal to. Vickers 35 VQ 25 total wear of less than 50 milligrams. ASTM D130 conation of 1A anti-corrosion. Cincinnati P70 pass filterability Denson TP02100 or T is less than 200 seconds with water at 2%. Oxidization stability NFT06 there's NFT60150T greater than 2200H for the 1A less greater than 2 ASTM D943. Performance specification MIL preference 2105E. Pneumatic circular anti-wear oil of the pneumatic equipment. The ISO VG46 for the 2 is greater than or equal to 0 degrees Celsius. ISVG 100 for T is greater than negative degrees Celsius. Firm resistant reinforced performance film resistant air reinforced anti-wear anti-corrosion anti-freezing specification pour point less than negative 24 degrees Celsius, flash point 218 degrees Celsius, viscosity 40 degrees Celsius or 150 CSTs. Viscosity index VI 140 gearbox. The high pressure for the SA80W90 for the transmission performance specifications. Mill PRF 2105 E grease. Mill preference 1092 4G. Alright, select your hydraulic mobile SHT 5240 0 degrees Celsius to negative degree 45 product. 30 degrees Celsius to negative 20 degrees Celsius mobile DTI 13M. 40 degrees 5 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius to mobile DTE 15M. Pneumatic mobile SCH 524. 0 to 45, mobile Alamo 527, in Alamo 325, 30 plus 30 degrees Celsius, negative 20 degrees Celsius, Alamo 527, 45 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius grease, mobile temp, the SHC 100 special, mobile grease special, GLX, CGL, GCL and GACX reducers mobile SH630 0 degrees Celsius 45 negative 45 degrees Celsius mobile SHC 630 plus 30 degrees Celsius 20 degrees negative 20 degrees Celsius product. Mobile gear 629 mobile SHC 630 45 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius product. Alright, air compressor, lubricants, fuel, and lubricating table, the end item of the compressor model for the Aeronoid, with the IRP Protect, the VHP, the minus 200 plus the pH is lubricating, negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit, the 125, the millipede preference 2104G. The high power 100 minus 150 psi, 23 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius, AA 52039, XP minus 225 psi, SA10W8, P minus 100 psi. Alright, ambient temperature for negative 40 to 125 degrees Celsius, IR performance specifications 500, negative degree 40 degrees Celsius, 4 Fahrenheit to 65 degrees Celsius, mill preference 4616. NXP oil free with refer to operator's manual recommendation. Ingersoll Rand fluids. Use the fluid with the IR filter that can extend the air end of the warranty. Refer to the operator's manual to warranty for the detailed contact with the IR representative. The recommended fluid 1 gallon, 5 gallon, 55 gallon. The IR Protect with and for parts service in the distributor, call 1-800-633-5206. Lubrication storage. Your equipment can be operated at the top efficiency only with the clean lubricants. You with the clean container for the handle lubricants whenever the possible. Store lubricants containing the air and protected with the dust and moisture. Other contaminants stored containing the void, water and dirt accumulation. Make certain that all the containers are properly marked with identified with the contents. Properly dispose of old containers and residual lubricant that may contain. Alternative and synthetic lubricants containing within a certain geographical area that may require lubricating recommendations different but printed within this manual. Some of the John Deere brand coolants and lubricants must be not available to here located. Say location. Consult your John Deere dealer to obtain the information recommendations. Synthetic lubricants may be used if they meet the performance requirements as shown in the manual. Temperature limited surface interval shown in this manual apply to both conventional and synthetic oils. Re-refined base stock of the products may be used if the finished lubricating meets the performance requirements. Mixing lubricants and joining and avoiding the different brands of the type of the oil manufacturer blending the additive of the oils meet the certain specification for the performance requirements, making the different oil that can interfere with the proper function of the additive to agree. Lubricating performance. Consult with the John Deere dealer to obtain the specific information recommendation. The factory initial fill lubrication. The acceptable air temperature range for the initial fill lubricants are followed: the engines 25 degrees negative 25 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Pump gearbox 25 degrees negative 25 degrees Celsius to 56 degrees Celsius. Hydraulic oil 29 degrees negative 29 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Swinging and propeller gearbox negative 20 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Chapter 10: Periodic Maintenance Excavator.